Hey, this is David Plotz, CEO of CityCast. I have a favor to ask before we get to today's conversation. We're doing our annual listener survey, and it would really help us out if you took it. And even if you took it last year, we'd be grateful if you took it again, because we can't use last year's data. Please go to citycast.fm/survey to take the survey. It's only 7 minutes long, we know, because we timed it. That's citycast.fm/survey. And when you take the survey, you'll also be eligible to win a $250 Visa gift card and CityCast swag, that great CityCast swag. citycast.fm/survey.
February may be the shortest month of the year, but here in Las Vegas, it is packed with must-see experiences that you do not want to miss. Today on CityCast Las Vegas, we're going to hit a ton of highlights for this year's Month of Love with Hey Las Vegas editor Rob Catuarese and the Town Summerlin magazine editor Melinda Shekels. This February, we've got it all. It's Thursday, January 30th. I'm David Figler, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Rob and Melinda, are we excited to get into the fun stuff ahead for February in Las Vegas?
Yes, I think we are.
Yes.
All right. That's as radio announcer as I get. I am excited about February. February, it's a short month, but it's mighty.
It's my birthday month, too, so I'm a little
It's
extra
my
excited.
birthday month, Rob. You can't have it. It's
Ouch,
fine.
you guys. Happy birthday in advance. Well, I mean, it makes sense that it's your birthday since it is also the month of love. So why don't we just get that out of the way? Because February is synonymous with Valentine's Day. How are you all celebrating Valentine's Day in Las Vegas or Galentine's Day or whatever version of the holiday that you do observe?
Well, I don't actually believe in celebrating Valentine's Day on the date because, as we know, Valentine's Day in Vegas is one of those holidays when it can be very challenging to go out, get reservations, do things that we really want to do because off the strip, it's all flooded with people, right? So I always recommend, taking advantage of that week before and after because, who is to sequester my love to just one day? That's the thing. I
love that.
I don't need my love limited. I want my love to be free. And so I celebrate the whole week, and I love Valentine's Day very much. So,
on that, I think a really hot tip is to look at the set menus that a lot of the places have for Valentine's Day, which aren't always what you want anyway, but see what kind of things that they have. And I bet that they're still available like right before or right after those type of items. That's kind of a slick move.
What's interesting, too, is Valentine's Day actually falls on a Friday this year. So it truly is a Valentine's Day weekend.
Mm-hmm. It is going to be. And it, like I said, you can just spread your love over multiple days. Like I know Rob likes to do. Rob, where are you going to take Mary?
You know what? I think we're going to head down to Ethel
Mary
M.
being Rob's wife.
Right.
Lovely and delightful wife. As we like to call her around the CityCast offices, his better half.
Yes. So call her the truth detector because she'll let me know if something sucks, if something's fun, if something's done right. So I always have to get Valentine's Day right with Mary. So I think we're going to go to Lights of Love at the Cactus Garden, which is kind of similar to their holiday display that they do around Christmas time, but it's a little bit different. It's not quite as busy, which is nice. You can kind of take your time and walk your way through, but the colors are a little more romantic, shall we say. It's deep reds, it's purples, it's some blues here and there. So it's a really nice
chocolate
display.
In the air.
Yes, and you can hop in there and get some chocolate. If it's still cold, you can get some of their delicious hot chocolate. And also they do a chocolate tasting that's kind of Valentine's Day themed. And the Lights of Love is open February 7th through the 17th. So as Melinda says, you have plenty of time. It doesn't have to be on Valentine's Day, but it can be. But if you want to maximize Valentine's Day week, I think Lights of Love is a great thing to do at the Ethel M. Chocolate Factory.
Or if you have multiple Valentines and you need to spread it out over multiple days.
Yes, that helps too.
Yeah, I'm going to take a page from Melinda here and do my Valentine's Day early. And what better way, I say, than to go see my friend Melody Sweets.
Yes.
The singer doing love songs at Myron's at the Smith Center. The title of that show is going to be called All My Lovin'. And I cannot wait. Melody is just such a great entertainer, and She started, I think, on everyone's radar as the original Green Fairy in the old Absinthe show. And I got to say that since she's left that show, she's just done some remarkable production. She had her web series, Cooking with Melody, and there's always some song and a lot of frivolity, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm looking for all that energy over at the Smith Center.
She's very sultry.
Yeah. Now, Melinda, I understand you might not be staying in town. You got some really cool plan for sort of Valentine's celebration-y?
Yeah, I want to do, I've had this in my mind for a while. I want to do these geodesic camping tents out of the Grand Canyon, and
Ooh.
they are clear, and so you can stargaze because I'm very big on the cosmic events, guys. And on Valentine's Day, we are going to see Venus at its brightest. We have amazing cosmic events going on
How
the next couple
appropriate.
weeks, and Venus will
Yes.
be at its brightest. And so these are geodesic tents, and they're clear so you can see the sky, you can stargaze, you can stay warm inside, and they look really fabulous. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm definitely going to report back on that one in a future episode.
Camping
And
at the Grand Canyon's so much fun anyway. I mean, it really is the Grand Canyon for a reason. Come on. It's not the OK Canyon.
Yes, it is. Exactly. It is not the OK Canyon. And I've actually never camped. So this will be like a very good introduction for me
Wait,
into the
in your
world of
lifetime?
camping.
Just Melinda-friendly camping.
In your
Yes.
lifetime, you've never
I mean, if
tent
no,
camped?
no, I've never.
Well, this sounds a
never
little more
camped.
bougie than regular old tent camping, so I think you're going to be all right.
Exactly. I think I'll be fine. Exactly. Well, and if I don't do that, I'm going to rekindle my Valentine's Day plans from last year that I never did and go to the Japanese head spa. And I've been craving this experience.
Oh my God. We went to the Target the other day and we saw it and we're like, what do you think a head spa is? And after the raunchy jokes were done, we kind of peered in and it looks very interesting. Tell me a little bit more about what you expect at the head spa. Because I think we're
So
talking
these-
about the same place over in Boca Park, right?
Right. So there's multiples now. There's like literally half a dozen or more head spas. They have popped up all over the city. So this is you go in and they wash your hair and they brush it and they massage your scalp and they do all sorts of like scalp enriching treatments because your scalp obviously is, the gateway to your most important asset, your brain. So it is a lavish experience for 60 minutes, 90 minutes. They're all over town. There's a tea scalp experience. There's, infrared lights
I am
that you
going
can
to
use as well.
absolutely ask you how your experience went because I think that's a fun couples thing. You get your head rubs on.
So it's okay for
Yeah.
guys to show up too then.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think this is great for you, Rob. I expect to see you
Well,
there.
I mean, Rob has a luscious head of hair. I'm going more for the scalpy.
Yeah,
The
I have a
scalpy
little-
side of
I have a
things.
little bit left, and it could use a wash, to be honest.
Fair.
and it's even better when somebody else does it. So this seems like I didn't get to do it last year, but now I'm going to reindulge that idea this year and just spread it out. Go to the geodesic stargazer domes, the Grand Canyon, do the head spa. Just make it a whole week.
Melinda,
Yeah.
really doing the week. You got to plan
Totally
it out.
fun. Well,
I
let's
like
pop into some other experiences that are available in February. I mean, Las Vegas is so eclectic already. I think we have proven this point, my friends. What are a couple of things that we should definitely go or do or buy in February in Las Vegas? Rob?
You know what? When I think about February, I'm thinking about the Super Bowl, which last year we had it in Vegas,
We did.
but this year it's in New Orleans, and it's on February 9th. But still, Allegiant Stadium is not going to be empty on the Super Bowl. They're actually going to host sort of like an official Super Bowl fan fest. And it's official because they can actually use Super Bowl in the name. Because some of these, like, unaffiliated viewing parties and events, they always have to say big game. You always see big game everywhere instead of Super Bowl. This is an actual Super Bowl fan fest. It's going to be at Allegiant Stadium. So you can watch the game on a screen of some sort, but also it's just going to have all these kind of events. It's going to have, games. You can tour the locker rooms. There's going to be like some tailgate food that's provided by some of our favorite chefs in town. And then you'll be able to meet, some NFL legends too. So it's meet and greets. There's going to be a DJ because it's Vegas. There always has to be a DJ. And then just some family activities. So it's a little bit of that vibe that we got last year with the Super Bowl in town, but it's not going to actually be the Super Bowl. It's just going
Less
to be
traffic.
a big festival. Yes. So you can come to Vegas. You can pack your patience at the betting window.
Yes.
Hopefully win some money and enjoy the festival, which is free. You do have to sign up for tickets. And last I checked, tickets were still available. But there is a link online. If you go to the website for the Super Bowl Fan Fest taking place at Allegiant Stadium, the tickets are free.
Awesome. How about you, Melinda?
So I'm on a home decor tear around town, as I like to say. I am looking for furniture, and I got approached with this one. So there's a very boutique sample sale going on called the Grouse House. And that is going to be on Post Road. It is going to be early in the month, first weekend of
That's
February.
up by the airport,
And
right? Post Road?
yep, it's on
Mm-hmm.
Post Road. So the Grouse House, which is an interior designer here in town, is going to be hosting a sample sale of eclectic finds that she's brought from all over the world. So this is going to be and you check out their Instagram for more details. I like to see things in person. I'm not so much of an online shopper, and Vegas has never traditionally had a lot of home decor stores and whatnot to be able to find great things for the house. So I'm excited about this Grouse House open house, and I love the way it rhymes too.
And it's better
al-
than finding it on Amazon, too. You pick it out in person.
yeah, it's too complicated. I can't visualize things like that.
So what else you got going in February, Melinda?
So I also am absolutely like, I know they always say January is for the beauty, and that's really when you're supposed to kick off your beauty rituals. But for me, it lasts all year long. So I'm going to give you another tip that I'm just loving: Happy Face Massage. And I don't know if you guys know what this is, but
You are into indulgence
I'm into indulgence.
of your head up. I love this.
Melinda takes care of her brain and her head, and especially her hair.
This targets another very important part of the body, your mouth. So this is a buccal massage where the massage therapist wears rubber gloves and goes
my God.
inside your mouth.
Yes.
What?
And
well, when she said
massages
buccal, from my time as a lawyer, that's like it's bad when they come for a buccal swab because that means they're checking your DNA to see if you're the murderer. But here, it sounds like a fun version of that.
This
Tell
is
us more.
a fun and indulgent version. And Kelly owns this amazing spot called Happy Face. She recently moved downtown adjacent into one of the Rancho business parks. And she's one of the only people in Las Vegas that does this. And essentially what it does, it really it takes away all of the lines by your mouth and your face. And it plumps up your skin in a way that's very unique. And plus, you don't realize how tense your mouth is until someone sticks a rubber glove hand in your mouth and massages you down.
Okay.
You will just feel completely rejuvenated. It's amazing.
It sounds better than Botox.
It really is. And it's a lot less expensive than Botox. And it also makes you feel great. So it is. I'm a big advocate of this type of massage. And Kelly does it at Happy Face. Yeah.
I'm learning a lot here. Yeah.
Well, from my experience, and this is catch it quick because it's just on February 1st, but it's kind of like the Indoor Cats version of stargazing. So while you're out there in the colds of Grand Canyon, Melinda, I am going to be headed over to the Fifth Street Schoolhouse, and they are doing an immersive ambient soundscape where they've got this 4K projection, sort of, I don't know, I'm going to call it sort of a backdoor IMAX. It's like Sphere on a budget, so it's all around you inside that cool room. And they're going to have an improvised score penned and performed in real time. So it's basically, a concert on the moon. And it's right in the downtown area, which I love. And again, that Fifth Street Schoolhouse is just a real treasure. And I'm glad that they're doing events there.
And live music, not a live DJ.
Correct. Live music. And it's being called Stardust. It really does look cool. And then also, I guess I'm going to mention it now. I was going to mention it later, but my band that only performs once every, 4 or 5 years.
David was going to mention this twice, actually.
Am I going to mention it twice now? All right, I'm just going to shoot it out there. Another experience. If people really want experience, they head over to the Red Dwarf on February 7th, and they can see the Tippy Elvis Punk Polka Band with our prize accordion and tuba in effect, singing all the punk rock classics that we wrote ourselves. So that should be a fun night. We're playing with another band called the Implosions, and there's a third band opening up, so it should be a fun time.
And Red Dwarf's just a cool spot anyway.
Red Dwarf is such a cool spot. I know you
And you
love
add
it.
David Figler to the mix, and it's even cooler.
And they have really good pizza there, too.
What date is that, David?
It's Friday, February 7th. So
Okay.
show up early because that place isn't giant. So I think we're going to get some people there because we just haven't played in so long. All right, let's move on to everyone's favorite category, food. Food in February.
So
What
hungry
are a
right
couple
now.
of things we should be eating and drinking this month?
Well, I recently discovered, as maybe Rob has as well, because I saw him there, Petite Bohème, the
Yes.
new bar downtown. It's going to be, well, right now just the cocktail lounge is open, but it's going to be a restaurant as well. It is on Main Street, new spot, really fantastic martini list, like expansive, like almost like a dozen martinis, like of
It's like
all
stuff
different.
you have to ask about too. Like it's not just
Yeah.
your standard, oh, here's a espresso martini. It's like really interesting recipes.
Have you ever had a wet martini before? Like I ordered
Just
the
in
wet
my face when
martini
I say
because
something
was just like,
inappropriate to a date that
Yeah.
didn't get a second date. Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
opposite
yeah.
of a dry martini.
Yeah, it was a wet martini I ordered. I just was ordering things just because I didn't know what they were. And
Well,
it
I
was
love
really
the snacks. Drinks come with
Snacks
snacks. They have
up.
curated like yum-yums that come out
Yeah.
with your drink, which is delightful. I've been waiting for a bar that brings me like beautiful olives with my cocktail forever. And now this bar
Now you
does it.
got
So hats off to James Trees and Jonah Gibbs
Yeah.
and the whole gang.
Yeah, it was really great. Really, really great.
And it's very gritty with like the spray paint graffiti kind of look. It's a
Mhm,
very different
mhm.
look for a James Trees concept, but it's very
Yeah.
engaging at the same time.
And I heard the restaurant might be opening this month, so very much looking forward to that. Maybe a little later, we never really know. James Trees is like the Drake of the culinary scene. He just drops it open, and we just like Drake drops an album. We never know when it's coming. So that's super exciting. And then, of course, I'm going to dine around to all the James Beard semifinalist nominees
Nice.
that recently came out. We've got some great ones. Milpa's on the list again. We love
Mhm.
that. We've got Sarah Thompson from Casa Playa at the Win. Love that as well. So we've got some really good ones this year. And of course, Michael from Double Zero Pizza, Michael Vachnine. Amazing.
They made it on there?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
Yep, they did.
Good for them.
Double
Kind of
Zero's
a
on there.
new endeavor.
Well deserved.
yeah,
Yeah,
love that
really well
spot.
deserved.
How about you, Rob? What's good food and drink in Feb?
Well, I have Asian food on my mind. I mean, it's Lunar New
Mm.
Year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on in Vegas. And I feel like Vegas kind of embraces Lunar New Year a little bit more and more each year. And it doesn't get more food friendly than this. There's actually going to be 2 Asian food festivals on the same weekend. So if you go to the downtown Las Vegas Event Center, which is about a block south of the Fremont Street Experience,
Mhm.
they have Dream Asia Food Fest. So it's running February 14th to 16th. Also Valentine's Day weekend, so maybe that's a date experience for you as well. But they're going to have whole kinds of kind of pop-up experiences there and a lot of food. And then the same weekend at the M Resort, there's an event called Asian Night Market, which is kind of a similar vibe, like a nighttime food festival, but there's a lot more local representation here. There's China Mama, one of our favorites, so they're going to have a booth there. There's Aichiza, and there's also Gen, I believe that's how it's pronounced, Gen, the Korean barbecue house. So they'll be serving food there. So a lot of local favorites, and that event is February 15th to 16th. So it's like you can go to one festival one night, you can go to the other festival another night, and just get more Asian street food and cuisine than you can
Yeah.
handle in one weekend.
there's really no reason that you need to try out the amazing Asian foods that are in Las Vegas. I mean, we are definitely known for it. But the Lunar New Year is a great extra reason, and that actually inspires my pick. I am as well, Rob, a fan of China Mama, the original over there off of Spring Mountain and
There's
Jones.
just so much going on with them right now.
Well, that's what I'm interested in because I've only been to the original location. Was so sad when they had a fire that they've finally been able to rebuild from.
Right, 2 years
But
ago.
now there's like China Mamas everywhere, and I am so excited to try other China Mamas. So that could be a lot of fun, including one that's not terribly far from my house over on Charleston. I call it downtown adjacent, sort of Decatur and Charleston area. I want to say it right, Hao Chi. Does that sound right?
I believe that's how you pronounce it. In my white guy accent, it's correct.
Okay. Well, that's all the verification I need. The dumplings are always going to be the sell for me at China Mama. I've never had dumplings as good. Also, I'm very interested over at the China Mama at Palace Station now, which is also kind of not terribly far from where I live. And there's a China Mama 2, and then there's one over on Paradise, another outlet.
So there's Spring on Paradise. Spring is also China Mama, and it is fantastic, but it's not called China Mama, it's called Spring. So yes, and I love that spot.
And what are they doing over there? Melinda, what's like a good insider tip or something really good to hit at that version of China Mama?
This is going to be like your very elevated China Mama, so you definitely have to get the Peking duck. It's a place where you want to go special occasions. It's so beautiful inside, great decor, and it's really going to have more of the elevated, Chinese classics.
And it's not really your traditional Peking duck. What they do is they do this thing called spring wraps, which is kind of like a northern Chinese kind of tradition. And nobody else is really doing it in Vegas, where they bring it's like your choice of meat. So you can have your duck, vegetables, there's some eggs, maybe with a little truffle mixed in, and they wrap them for you. They're almost like tortillas, but these Asian tortillas, and you wrap them up. And
I'm sure there's a name for them.
And it's so wraps. I'm just going to call them wraps. That's
Fair.
the English translation.
Fair.
But they show you how to wrap them at the table, and then you wrap them yourself. And it's not like heavy sauces. It's not like heavy ingredients. Like mine, when I got it, had a little bit of like bean paste on it, and it was perfect. So you just like taste every ingredient. It's very simple, but it's a great date night thing. We have a theme with this episode, but you can go there with a group. It's easy for 4 people to share the presentation.
Yeah,
I think it's around $80, 80 something. But you get some of that, you share it, you order a few other dishes. It's a great experience. I mean, the China Mama team is on a roll with Spring. No pun intended.
And that's why it's my pick. It's just I've loved them for so long. I'm really curious how they've sort of expanded into our Vegas universe and pretty much all parts of town. I love that.
Yeah, they're doing good work.
All right, let's move into the big kicker. Okay, team, this is the one where if you had to pick one event that we were all going to make time for this month, where is it? Where will you see us out and about in February for the big kicker? How about you, Rob?
You know what? I kind of want to get off the grid a little bit. So I was kind of excited to see that there is an event taking place at the Calico Creek boarding stables on February 16th.
Where's that?
So it's kind of nestled in the Red Rock Canyon area. So it's Calico Basin, and there's these horse stables out there, and they're doing a healing with horses sound bath.
Love that. Ooh.
So it's like you can go there, just kind of snuggle up with maybe some pillows or a blanket. You can get a moment of zen. There's going to be a didgeridoo. There's going to be sound bowls.
Love a didgeridoo. Yeah.
I know, and I just love saying that word too.
And so do horses. Horses love a didgeridoo. I don't know that to be true.
And so it's just kind of like a calming environment, and there's going to be a bonfire. And I can't say no to a bonfire.
Sounds delightfully woo-woo. Just enough woo-woo.
Yeah.
I love it. How about you, Melinda?
Well, I'm going David Lynch all the way. I mean, obviously we know David Lynch, incredible film director, creator, writer, passed away in January, and the world is shook over it. And we are going to give him all the amazing tributes that he deserves for his incredible repertoire of films that he did over the years. So Beverly Theater jumped at the chance to produce a David Lynch lineup in February, which I love. It's going to be Wild at Heart. We're going to have Eraserhead, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, Blue Velvet, Lost Highway, Inland Empire, just a fantastic run of his films. And if you have not seen these films, seeing them on the big screen is totally the way to go. They are some of the best examples of American filmmaking ever and will ever be. And then to cap it off, because I am a true LA girl at heart, and this was a very David Lynch thing. David Lynch went to Bob's Big Boy in Burbank every day for 7 years and ordered
$2.45.
Yep, and ordered a chocolate milkshake and a cup of coffee, and wrote on napkins and had meetings with very incredible people for many of these films. I have been craving a drive out to the Indian Springs Bob's Big Boy. Now, have either of you ever been there?
I stop there to get gas when I'm driving to Beatty.
Okay. Oh, wow. You drive to Beatty a lot, Rob. I didn't know about that.
Well,
I go out to Indian Springs quite a bit, but I have never stopped at the Bob's Big Boy there.
It's the only one in the valley, I believe.
It is.
Is it still technically the valley up there?
It's about 45 minutes away. I've never been up there. I've been desiring to go there for years. So in tribute to David, I'm going to take a drive up there and maybe order a silver goblet milkshake and a cup of coffee.
So my kicker for the month, thanks for asking, everybody. Did you ask? Do you care?
No. Hey, David, what's your kicker for the month?
Well, my kicker is going to be to go out to the wetlands hands-on cleanup. This is going to be at the Sunrise Trailhead near Hollywood up there. And that's going to be on February 8th. And there's a wonderful nonprofit in Las Vegas called Get Outdoors Nevada. I love when they offer these cleanup opportunities. If you want to go over to Get Outdoors Nevada or go to the WHO, the Wetlands Hands-On, they will tell you all the different opportunities that you have. It really is neat, and they provide all the stuff that you need. You just have to dress appropriately. If you want to bring your own gloves or whatever, that's fine. But usually they'll give you the bags and the devices to help you pick up stuff.
I think it's worth it just to see David Figler do some grunt work in person.
Yeah, it's not hard at all. That's the kind of the misnomer is you're not really exhausting yourself. You're just kind of picking up other people's garbage. That's kind of the thing. And sometimes, especially out the wetlands, you could go see a lot of the migratory birds. Now, we checked with our local bird expert, Alex Harper. He said there are migratory birds present in February, but most of them are not going to be actively migrating. We're going to see some ducks and herons, some shorebirds, gulls, ruby-crowned kinglets, even some yellow-rumped warblers, everyone's favorite. If you want, you could go on a Red Rock Audubon guided tour on migratory birds. That's going to happen on the 15th, but you do have to register ahead of time. Those things do sell out, and birding is so hot right now. Everybody's into it. I love it.
It's the hot thing, birding.
Birding. I love that. I've never heard of birding. That's fantastic.
But then it's really going to pick up in March where migration picks up its pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, what a fun-packed for 28 days. We got a lot of stuff to do, that's for
Not
sure.
Not too bad, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Melinda and Rob, how excellent. I appreciate you sharing your picks, and hopefully people who are coming to CityCast for the first time just to hear what to do in February are going to be inspired. I love it.
Cheers!
Ching, ching!
And that's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend? You could rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Till then, stay lucky. Thanks, Rob, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob, for going to work today. Thanks, Rob, for showing up at the job that you get paid to do.
Have to be talked into it sometimes.
All right.